Good morning, and welcome to the ForConstructionPros.com video newscast with coverage of the World of Concrete 2010. We'll be presenting you with new product introductions, industry interviews, Project of the Year highlights, and lots of information to make your show fun and productive. I'm Roger Mann, your host for this morning's newscast. It's been a whirlwind week this far at World of Concrete 2010 in Las Vegas for those of us at ForConstructionPros.com daily webcast. This is the last day of original programming, but we're going to make sure you haven't missed a beat. When tomorrow morning between 6 and 9:30 a.m., we will replay all three of the daily webcasts. And we wish to remind you that you can go online anytime at ForConstructionPros.com video for additional content and updates. We wish to express our appreciation to Caterpillar for their sponsorship of these webcasts. There's much to see and do here at World of Concrete 2010, especially if you want to get swept away by it all, which leads us to the Pathfinder Concepts new dust collection system. They're located in the Silver Lot 030827, and that's where you can find the new DF31Z self-cleaning vacuum that defines innovation with logic. Once again, it's Pathfinder, and they're in the Silver Lot 030827. When I mentioned the terms chaired mesh, fluted metal deck, and post tension, well, chances are that you concrete pros out there will know what I'm talking about. So if you travel over to the Central Hall, booth 5221, you can find the latest Mini Screed C from Samaro Enterprises, now with self-level. This machine's among the many this company has to offer, and once again, we're talking the Central Hall, booth 5221. If you step on over to the North Hall, booth 571, you can take a look at the VinylCon concrete washout system. Now, this is a reusable, portable, self-contained vinyl container that will control, capture, and contain all concrete washable materials and runoff. That's the VinylCon exhibit, located North Hall, booth 571. Interested in attachments for setting grade for, let's say, a sidewalk or trails or flat work projects? And we'd like to direct you to the Central Hall, booth 6896. Wakeman Equipment is showing a dandy grading trimmer that mounts to a skid steer guided by a precision control system that uses either sonar or laser. That's Wakeman Equipment, located in the Central Hall, booth 6896. Just a few of the multitude of offerings here at World of Concrete 2010 in Las Vegas. Well, as you can see, folks, there's lots to see and do right here at World of Concrete 2010 in Las Vegas. And right now, we're going to take you on a product tour with Cutright Industries. Here at World of Concrete 2010 in Las Vegas with the nice folks from Cutright Industries. And with me is Stacy Ray. Stacy, nice to have you back. See you again.
Very good to see you again, Roger.
Tell us about this little dynamo. This is called a Conquer?
The Conquer 25. This is a new machine that we have in our line of concrete grinders.
Yeah.
Polishers. We've got a lot smaller machines, 16, 20-inch machines
Sure.
that are belt-driven, all the way up to large gear-driven machines.
Well, I think the folks that have watched us regularly have seen some of your other equipment.
This is our new baby. It's a belt-driven unit. Can be running 220 single-phase or three-phase. What's kind of interesting is we have tucked the vacuum cleaner and connected it directly to the unit so that the guys that are walking on the large floors
Right.
Don't have to drag that 25-foot of hose,
Sure.
25 feet of cord, and everything
Right.
else that goes along with it. Made it all compact and working it together. This is a very modular design. This handle comes off, and you have a standard short handle.
Okay.
If you want to be able to move it around in tight places. Water tank, so that the water flows not directly down into the bowl, but sprays right out through the front.
I'll be darned.
Quick connect on the handle.
Sure.
So the guy doesn't have to have a lot of tools. A couple of unbolts here, unplug here, And you got a
and I think we're going to show it here too in a minute with the short handle operation on it.
Yes, sir.
So let's see what this will do, if you don't mind.
Variable speed runs speeds from 400 RPM to 1500 RPM.
Really?
Now this is a real loud unit.
Okay.
I say that kind of as a joke.
It's not that loud. Let's see a piece of concrete here.
We'll cut into this area over here.
All right.
Now this is spinning at about 1,300 RPMs, as you see on the digital display here.
Right. And what's interesting to me is there's almost no residue, or the vacuum's obviously doing a heck of a job.
Well, with being having the short hose,
right,
you don't have the resistance of that 25 feet of airspace that this vacuum's got to work.
Right.
So we're able to bring everything right into the dust collector.
Just amazing. Boy, and that does a great job. Really nice, powerful polishing. And like I say, I didn't see any residue.
Well, the unit's really easy to work with. If a contractor's got to get it in and out of a vehicle, it's a modular design so that the head separates from the entire unit by pulling a couple of pins.
Really?
We've got 70-pound weights, 2 of them that come with it to set on top of the unit. So if they need a little heavier unit to be able to cut a little deeper. But we've made it just so that the guy that's out there working every day can produce more floor. It makes it easier on him to do it.
Garage floors, maybe some driveways or something of that nature.
All the way up to large industrial places, a guy that may have to run 10, 15,000 square feet.
Wow. And this is the Concord 25, folks. If you're at the convention, you got to stop by and see it. This is a neat piece of equipment. Folks, just some more of the precision equipment from the people at Cutright Industries. Now we're going to take you on an interview with Ed Sullivan, who's the chief economist of the Portland Cement Association. He spoke recently with our Rebecca Wazaleski, who's the editor of Concrete Contractor magazine.
Thanks for being with us today, Ed.
Thank you for having me.
So have we seen the bottom of the economic downturn?
I think we may have seen the bottom of the economic downturn. Keep in mind that's going to be extremely dependent upon how we see the labor market continue to go forward. The labor market is still losing jobs, but compared to what we were, say, a year ago, we're losing 750,000 jobs a month. We're dramatically improved. Many people are expecting that the job market will continue to improve, and by the end of this quarter, the first quarter of 2010, job losses will cease. And from there, we see a gradual increase in job creation, followed by a more aggressive increase in job creation in the second half of this year. It's important to keep in mind, however, that an economic recovery is not necessarily consistent with either a construction recovery or a cement consumption recovery. And so that they are different concepts. But in terms of the economic outlook, we think we are at the bottom and that the outlook looks better. Now, keep in mind that there are still tremendous risks out there. And the risks are that the stimulus effects, that propping up of the economy could begin to wane this quarter, next quarter. And then where is the economy? Well, then the burden of economic growth goes on the shoulders of the consumer. And without that job creation going forward, that might be a tough thing for the consumers to pull off. And that's why we see now in Congress is looking at a second stimulus, a smaller stimulus, to extend that bridge until job creation does materialize and the economy can regain momentum. Do I think the economy is at its bottom? Yes, I do. But there are still risks out there early on in 2010.
Okay. So unemployment in the construction sector has taken a hit over the last 18 months. Will we see continued job losses in construction in 2010?
I think we will. I think that's going to be very true, particularly in the first half of this year. Look, we're shedding 20,000 construction jobs a month now, and that's a lot better than what it was. But look at the industries that have been employed. The residential sector, that's still hurting. new housing starts isn't going to increase significantly until very late this year, maybe not to 2011. Non-residential construction is still hurting. And then you're putting all the weight on the stimulus bill, the ERA. And keep in mind that the states are facing huge deficits, and they're cutting back on their construction activity. So that could sterilize some of the impacts of the ERA and the job creation there. So I think that it's that the job losses in construction activity are going to continue at least through the first half of this year. And it will lag the economy in terms of other areas where we see job creation. Toward the very end, you'll probably see the job losses in construction. Towards the end of 2010, the job losses in construction abate, and then 2011, it'll turn back up again.
Okay.
That was a recent interview with Ed Sullivan, the chief economist of the Portland Cement Association. As you can see, we're live here, World of Concrete 2010, from the Las Vegas Convention Center in Las Vegas. And we'll be back right after this. Contractors, are you looking for the latest industry ideas? The Concrete Contractor e-newsletter is your solution. This monthly resource will provide you valuable tips for staying competitive. The Concrete Contractor e-newsletter covers general flat work, board walls, concrete repair, concrete homes, sustainable design, and much more. Just go online to forconstructionpros.com and sign up for the Construction Contractor e-newsletter. Construction pros have discovered a wealth of information available at forconstructionpros.com. As the umbrella website for the popular Equipment Today, Asphalt Contractor, Pavement Maintenance and Construction News, Concrete Contractor, and Rental Product News magazine, it's where to get the latest industry updates. forconstructionpros.com, the robust, interactive resource for every construction pro. Looking for solutions to help you run your business more smoothly? Look no further than Equipment Today e-newsletter. Construction equipment owners, operators, fleet managers, and maintenance supervisors find the twice-monthly publication a real asset. Equipment Today e-newsletter offers a variety of resources to help your profit margins. Just subscribe today online at forconstructionpros.com.